Hi everyone, a very warm welcome to this tutorial of myself, Bullring, here at the EPICBOTS Academy. In this tutorial, I'm going to be talking you through the new Epic Listings bot and how you can utilize it to be more profitable in the crypto space. Before I get into that, I've got to tell you that nothing in this video is financial advice. It's here for information and educational purposes only. But if you put this data to good use, you can indeed be more profitable on the trades that you make. We are going to be adding additional chains to the Epic Listing bot. At the moment, we're just using base chain, but we will be adding Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, Polygon, etc. as time progresses. So look out for those. And I think it's a good time for you to be able to come across, use this publicly available free tool to start then, making better decisions with cryptocurrency investments. And who knows, this could be a very, very profitable bull run for you. You can see on the screen already, there are message returns popping through almost on a second by second basis. That's just how many new LP or liquidity positions are being added onto the base chain. Every time a new one is added, a new message return comes up for us here. Now, I'm not expecting you or suggesting that you sit here and just watch these go through. There may be a time in the day when you're looking at potential new crypto investments, specifically meme coins, because we're dealing with base. Now, base doesn't have a lot of utility projects that are popping off. It's majority meme coins, but there's a hell of a lot of scams. I mean, more than 95%. So you've really got to be vigilant in what you're looking at. And I hope to be able to highlight some of those for you in this very tutorial. So we can see they've just been popping off. Let's go through the first thing that I'm looking for. The first thing that I'm looking for is a higher than sort of 5 rating on the AI scoring. I'll explain a little bit more first of all, but I'm coming up here. That's just scraping through. I'd like to see something a little bit higher. Let me go and just scroll through these and see what we come up with. You'll tend to find there'll be a green dot next to it if it's high enough. Over 5 is okay. I would look at those, but what I want to do is I just want to show you certainly some of the volume that is coming through in terms of the returns. But what I would be doing here now is coming and pre-qualifying these specific projects. I call them projects very loosely. Some that you'll notice do not have a score. Some are horrendous scores like 1. And then some, here we go. Okay, let's go for this one. This one here has a score of 7.19. It has that green dot that I said. As I was scrolling up there, you probably saw some yellow dots and some red dots. Reds are the super low scores. Yellows are like, I think 5 and above or 4 and above. And then when we start getting into the sort of 7s and 8s and 9s, we'll get a green dot. And this is 4 different categories. The 4 different categories, safe, rug, honeypot, and malicious, are basically using historical contracts. They are looking at historical contracts, or the AI is looking at historical contracts and seeing the similarities and commonalities in those contracts with this contract that has just been launched and seeing what the scoring is. So if it's got a lot of similarities, the scoring will be high and it will show us there's a higher percentage chance that it's going to be a rug. I hope that makes sense without getting too technical. Any technical questions on that, of course, can be directed to our development team, Winnie specifically, and he will help you understand that. But that's thousands of contracts that have been scanned over a long period of time and then collecting that data and comparing it to what we're presented with this specific token that's launched. In the top part here, that's the sort of more, I suppose, boring information. This is like, your volume, your liquidity, the actual market cap, the amount of buys and sells, but also you can see here how long ago was this pair created. This pair was created like 1 minute 40 seconds ago. So you would have a viability of making a trade if you used a bot quicker, but if you were just making a trade through Uniswap, you could probably make a trade inside 3 minutes of that being launched. So we're collecting this information, presenting this information to you inside 1 minute 40 seconds. A lot of the time it's a hell of a lot quicker. Now we come down and there's a few little things that I want to also bring your attention to. Trading details, of course, we're looking for the honeypot here is very important. Buy and sell tax is also important. And these max transactions, max wallets. So that's how much of the tokens they can be owned in those wallets or traded inside that specific address. Then we've got the top 100 holders. Top 100 holders, of course, if there isn't that many, it's not going to show us. And this is whales, dolphins, normal fish size, and shrimp, so very small owners. And then importantly at the bottom here, the things that many communities look for. That is it verified? Has there been a verification on base scan? In this particular example, has the contract been renounced, meaning they can't make any changes to it? Can they change the taxes? Now, changing the taxes, where you see the little dots, that's generally what information that you need to pay attention to. So if you see a little coloured dot, pay attention to that information. That can be a bad thing and a good thing. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily mean here at EPICBOTS we can change our taxes. We can change our taxes to be more beneficial to the community because we can lower the marketing wallet, increase the rev share, for example, right? So we can increase the shares. So that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's something for you to be aware of and to get answered in those social channels. We can see here we haven't got any scam code and then the functions within the certain contract. I always also like, as a green flag, to be looking to see if there's a website and a Twitter. We can potentially also get the Telegram from the website as well if they've got one. So there's a few things there that are like green ticks. I'm not liking the fact that it's super low liquidity on this. Right, it's only 0.3 wrapped ether, which is like probably 0.2 ether, and then tokens, that have combined together to give that valuation. I'm not liking the ones so that's a red flag against some of these green flags. I'm not liking I tend to find the lower liquidities are more scammy than the larger liquidities, but that's just what I've found, right, when I've been looking. So use your own due diligence with regards to these. Okay, but we can go across and we can look at the website. This launched, where are we? Around about half an hour ago. So what we'll do is to double check our kind of own mindset. I'm leaning on the side a bit scammy on this against it. This is being a legit project that's going to run. But what I'll do is I'm just going to go to Deck Screener, open Deck Screener. Deck Screener will open up. And this looks like it's already rugged. Yep, removed. You can see there it says removed. That's a really great example. We've had these buys coming in, right? Which is only just a few buys. The price hasn't. I mean, that looks like a big candle, but it's really not. It's something. If I just pull that down, it's only a 5-minute candlestick. You say within the first 5 minutes, this was actually rugged. Right, the liquidity was removed, and these people who bought in this token have lost their funds. Moving back across, what did I say before? And I hadn't clicked onto that before. I've got no knowledge about this particular project. I'll find some other random ones just to give you an example of. But that you get a sixth sense after a while, right? Even though that score's high, right, and the similarities aren't the same, you still get a sixth sense and think, this doesn't feel right to me when you've been using these listings for some time. So whereas I just said that to you, let's go and check, I probably wouldn't have even clicked the Deck Screener. I probably wouldn't even bother. I'd just go, I'll listen to my intuition. I'm not going anywhere near this. Let's go and have a look, see if there's anything else. Again, where you get the top 100 holders here, which is a great feature that's just been added today by our developer. That will give you an indication also on the amount of tokens held by the top 10 wallets. And that sometimes can also be a massive red flag according to the sort of distribution and what they're using those tokens for. And of course, if there's any kind of locks. So all of that is really cool stuff as well. Let's just pull down and see if we can't find another one with a high score for you. This one here, Brittany. What have we got here? Renounced, no. Hidden only, yes. Okay. No, I'm not looking at that one. This one here. What do we have? USA. I don't like this one. Okay, so as I'm looking, I don't like this one because the holders have got a very small amount of tokens. It's got like 20 shrimps. So is this an airdrop? What does this look like? Don't really like it. It's got high liquidity though, super high liquidity that's there. Buys 42, sells none. Then I'd be looking. It is renounced. It's not a honeypot. Okay, I could probably go and have a look at this one. Again, I'm sort of sat on the fence with regard to this. It has got a good AI score. Let's just have a look. see what pops off with this one. And we'll soon see. Okay, so this one looks as though it's just going straight up, and it looks as though it is a honeypot. This one looks as though it's a honeypot, and the reason for that is there's no cells. You see there's no cells, it's just going up, 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 and we are just seeing people buy, but we're not seeing any cells whatsoever. And there you go. That to me is a massive, if you're not seeing any pullbacks, any cells, any wicks, because if there's cells coming down, there'll be wicks coming down, and then, people buying back up. People would say, oh, that's a beautiful chart. To me, that is absolutely terrible. I just hate it. So that's another one that's bitten the dust. So a couple of examples there of of high scoring, AI, but not great projects whatsoever. But I'm trying to just empty my brain in a very, very concise video in how you can actually use this if you're just scrolling up. I'll try and find just one more. So again, we'll identify a couple of other different pieces of information for you. I might go for a little bit of a lower score this time, depending. Oh, here we go. Let's have a look at this one. NRUB. No idea. We've got some significant liquidity there, so that ticks a box. Market cap 30k ticks a box. Coming down, no honeypot. What have we got here? Renounce ownership, transfer from, transfer ownership. Nothing really too concerning there. Unlimited, 928, safe, nearly 1%. So that's quite high. Let's go and have a look. Let's go and check that out. What's this one saying? So we've got our three. The two have been absolute damp squibs. What's this one bringing to the table? There are some cells coming in. So we have some cells, and we have multiple cells, which is good, from multiple different wallets. So I'm liking that. Again, we're only on 5-minute candlesticks, so this is just literally, 35 minutes old. It's had quite a run, but remember, this was called at 1 minute 40 seconds, I believe. So right in that first 5-minute candlestick, it was called. If you had held on to that for the first sort of 20 minutes, or even just, as this sort of had its initial pump, you could have been in and out of these. That's the recommendation that I would say is kind of my tip for you, is find your feet. If you can come in and out, and then you can maybe leave a little bit in some of these if you particularly like them and you think they're going to run hard. They've got a really strong narrative, they've got a really strong memeable aspect to them. Then of course, keep some position in. But I would be looking at these as a flip. I would be looking at coming in, making your trade in that first 5-minute period of time, waiting for maybe 20 minutes, setting a sell for whatever your exit strategy is, and then coming out. But I wanted to at least find something which is, here's an example. There are sells happening. There are buys happening. This hasn't already rugged. This would be a profit-making opportunity. But there's also the previous two that you would lose funds on because they were, scams or rugs of a different kind. But I hope that kind of gives you an insight into how you can utilize the Epic listing bot and how we can help you in the future by filtering many of these listings so that you're getting better quality listings in a private channel by being part of the Epic community. Thanks for watching, everyone. It's been great sharing this video with you. I look forward to joining you in future videos.